Hi, this is Brass Check, and we're recording this on May 7th, 2025. You haven't seen me for a long time. You won't see me for a much longer time. I am working on a book. Very hard to do Brass Check and write a book and go out and make a living at the same time. Not complaining, just explaining. So if you're not seeing me, that's why. However, I want to give you some stuff because I want you to know what's going on, and I think you're going to find the following fascinating. Remember how we heard about, rumblings that Health and Human Services under Biden was actually somehow participating with and cooperating with child traffickers? Well, here you go.
Well, RFK Jr. just admitted what we've been reporting for years here on this show, that the U.S. government was trafficking children. More than 350,000 children were sold off and trafficked for sex and slavery in the United States. Here's RFK just kind of casually dropping this in a cabinet meeting today. Watch.
We have ended HHS as the role as the vector, the principal vector in this country for child trafficking. And during the Biden administration, HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery. And we have ended that, and we're very aggressively going out and trying to find these children, the 300,000 children that were lost by the Biden administration.
I mean, what? Okay. HHS responsible for this. We also know the Department of Homeland Security as well. Maybe we'll hear more from that from Kristi Noem when she lets the cat out of that bag. But this is an unbelievable admission.
Wow, that was pretty amazing. It gets better or worse, depending on how you look at it. Remember how immigrants from foreign lands were breaking down the gates in the UK and the United States, and it seemed absolutely crazy. And it was presented to us as inevitable and just part of history and totally random. Well, here's the head of the UK explaining it wasn't so random after all.
This happened by design, not accident. Policies were reformed deliberately to liberalise immigration. Brexit was used for that purpose, to turn Britain into a one-nation experiment in open borders.
All right, and we've got one more for you. Terrorism. Remember when terrorism was the biggest deal on earth right after 9/11? That sort of was the dominant focus and obsession of the news media and the law enforcement and the national security and the homeland security. Remember that? Now, of course, they're not thinking about it at all because they've got another scam running. But the core of the scam might surprise you. Remember, those of you that really know 9/11 know that somehow Pakistan, somebody in Pakistan wired $100,000 to the alleged plane hijackers right before 9/11. Remember that? Yeah, yeah. Well, guess what? Here's the truth about Pakistan, the United States, and the support of terrorism all over the world.
And what you're going to hear concerns the US support, arming, and funding of Islamist terrorist extremists and what became known as the War on Terror. This is an interview on Sky News. Let's listen to what he says.
The things cooled down then, and now again the same thing is.
You do admit, sir, that Pakistan has had a long history of backing and supporting and training and funding these terrorist organizations.
Well, we have been doing this dirty work for the United States for about 3 decades, and West, including Britain.
So that's your argument that even though
that was a mistake, and we suffered for that, and that is why you are saying this to me. If we had not joined the war against Soviet Union and later on the war after 9/11, this Pakistan's track record, was not unimpeachable track record.
Okay, 3 clips. I hope you liked them. Hope they gave you some insight. Yes, you were not imagining it. These things not only were going on, they were planned. What a surprise. We should know by now anything big that happens that has a lot of moving parts, it was planned and it's being executed by criminals. So this has been Brass Check. And again, you won't see me around very much. Really involved in a book. Wait till you see this book. This is the most devastating takedown of modern medicine ever written. I know that's a big claim, but I did write you know, a lot. I've already written some pretty amazing books, but this one is going to be the absolute best. It's called, I'll give you a hint, it's called How We Are Made and What to Do About It. All right. So it's coming. Make a note. Please support it when it comes out because God knows the million dollar podcasters will not.
Brass Check TV, free to you, not free to us. We've got a server bill, we've got an email software bill, we've got a tech helper bill, and that happens every month. So to everybody that is supporting us financially, that's paying for their subscription in one way or another, we really appreciate it. If you're not, consider doing so. Everybody's got money for the newspaper and the cable bill and all that. Do you have money for media that's actually serving you? That's really the issue here. And when you help us, it allows us to get this information out to the world. So thanks to all our supporters, and if you're not a supporter already, please consider becoming one.